I would like to say is we haven't blanked, have we? Well, I'm back here again. You know where I am. Yes, you're right. I'm at Bay 28. Yesterday was Friday the 5th of June, and obviously today's the 6th. Yesterday I was planning to go to Easington and fish off the beach with my multiplier rods, but that didn't happen because it was raining all the time. So we've got rain today. We've got quite a strong northwesterly wind, but I'm fishing out the van so I can shelter. I can get the camera out of the wind a bit, and if it rains I can shelter in the van under this roof of mine there, so I can get some fishing done. So next week when it's better weather, I shall be going to a beach somewhere on this coast, on the east coast of Lincolnshire or Yorkshire, to do some fishing with my multiplier rods. High tide today is about 22 minutes past 7, and it's a 7.2 metre tide, so I didn't even know what the tides were till last night, and then when the wife told me it was a 7.2, I thought, oh well, that's possibly worthwhile fishing it. We'll see. It's coloured as usual, and it's a bit choppy, so hopefully there'll be something about. We don't know. Time will tell, but I just fancy doing some fishing. Well, hopefully that's shielding the wind there, Tom, but it's keeps showering, so hopefully it'll stop. I don't think it's carrying on now, but it's a bit, certainly harsh weather conditions. I don't even know what the wind speed is. She'll have to Google it when I get up top, because I ain't got my phone on me, I left it in the van. Big huge dark cloud above me. I can feel the odd bit of rain, but I haven't got my cover on my camera, so because obviously if I put the cover on you can't hear me talk. I've got my tripod in some of these holes on this sea defence, so that it can't flick up and over. I've cast it out about 40 yards, and I've taken the slack up and set my drag. Not that there's any fish in there, I don't think, that'll pull my rod over, but with the pull of the tide it can pull it over. Done it before. I keep hearing my step ladders keep creaking and that because of the wind, so I've put a bungee cord from a ladder to my work step that I've got that I keep in my van. Hopefully that'll just keep it in place and don't let it blow away. Well, that rod tip is bouncing about, bouncing around like meeting Kylie Minogue for the first time. It's all excited, and it's not to do with fish eating that hook, it's the bloody wind. I've found out, I think I knew but I probably forgot because I ain't interested in things, some things. I've actually found out that you've got a compass on your phone. So I was going to get a compass, but I thought I'd use the iPhone compass. Well, in the case I was going to get a compass, I've got compasses everywhere, it's just that I can't remember where they are. So I got the iPhone out and looked to see which way this wind was going, and it is northwest. So north is literally, if you can see me, probably you can, is over there. That's north. So if I was to follow that bearing there, I'd end up in Scotland. But I always thought north was that way, because when you look at the River Humber on the map, it's and you just see a map of it, you think, oh, straight in front of you. When you stood at the Humber, straight in front of you, it's north. Well, depends where you are on the river, because it bends. But anyhow, at least I now know that I'll be able to find out which way the wind's blowing. Yesterday would have been an ideal day to fish. I planned to go to Easington. I don't think you can get that many people there, because the campsite that's there is shut down. So you're going to get the odd dog walker. And it's been a nice day to fish off the beach with my multipliers, because that's what I've got the multipliers for beach work. And I was really looking forward to that, but obviously it got rained off. I could have gone and fished it in the rain, but being on a beach full of sand with rain, and you've got to put your beach shelter up, I don't mind doing that. That's what I've got the shelter for. But for the filming as well, and rain, and it did rain, it would chuck it down, then it would stop and the sun would come out, and then it would chuck it down again, so you just don't know where you are, do you? So I've written that off, because it's a long way. It's a 2-hour journey, and to get there and it not be enjoyable, then it's take the shine off it, doesn't it? So I shall go there another day when it's hopefully nice next week. Still worried about this lurgy that's going about, and the fact that we might go back into shutdown, you know. I don't think we will. I think they'll just do different regions, but we'll just have to wait and see, won't we? Sunshine over there, look, it's lit the Humber up sort of like dyer air brown. So yeah, couldn't fish yesterday, so just decided and just thought I'd come and fish here today, especially after the wife told me it was such a high tide. I think it's 7.2 summit, so I mean that's a good tide. It might be the wrong time of the year, but you ain't got a hook in that water, you got no chance of catching, have you? God, it's black over there, absolutely black. Look, I'll just turn you. Can you see how black it is over there? And you can see the rain falling down there. So we'll just have to wait and see what happened there, won't we? So should hold bottom today quite well, because obviously with the wind blowing down the Humber and the tide coming in, one might fight the other, so it might be might hold bottom quite well. I'd like to say to all my subscribers that have subscribed, I've had 10 or 15 more subscribers since Wednesday. Obviously it's Saturday today. I'd like to thank all those that have subscribed, all my subscribers, all those that have subscribed just recently. Thank you very much. Please stay subscribed, and if you like these videos and you watch them, then please share them about, because that's how people get to know of Verns sea fishing, and if they like the channel they might subscribe as well, so you're helping the channel out. ring that bell for all notifications, leave a comment. I always like having a chit chat, and give us a thumbs up or thumbs down. It's all good. So thank you very much to all those that have subscribed, and let's keep the channel growing. Well, I just reeled it in to check the bait. Lug worm was still on there. I ain't got this cough. I've just got a dry, well, I've got a dry cough, but it's only been since I've got here because I'm dying for a drink, and I haven't had a drink, so I'm thirsty as anything, and I've had to come up the side to fish. Anyway, I've just checked that, reeled that in to check that bait, and the lug worm was still on. Squid was gone, so I've tipped it off with another piece of squid. That cast went out a lot further, must have went out 60-70 yards, and the weight is whooshing round as we speak. So matter of fact, it's whooshing round. You would not believe how far it's whooshing. Might have to reel that in and cast it out again. Well, that cloud that I thought was rain, it's not raining now, so it's raining over there. I can see it falling down, but it's not raining anywhere else. And what I shall do is I shall be back in a bit. Just reeled in my line from down below, and it got snapped off. Yeah. Now, the line on the rods needed changing round. It needed turning around on the spill because it was rough. I did fluff the cast a bit and it went out to the right. So it's obviously got caught up in something, and a weak piece of line has succumbed to my reeling in, and it's snapped off. So I'm now going to put one of my pen spin fishers on because it's got heavier line. I wanted to use those reels for the Akuma surfs for fishing at the river, so that I'm not always using my pen reels, because I really like them and I don't want to ruin them. They'll last, they're fantastic reels, but I don't know what to do really. I don't know whether to turn the line. I think I'll turn the line round, to be honest, and then we'll fish from there. But there, that's something and nothing, isn't it? It is windy. It is so windy. It's when it's gusting, it's nearly blowing me off my feet. So someone coming round. He sneaked up on me. He did. He sneaked up on me and caught me napping. Probably totally the wrong day to come fishing, but it's easier to fish here than it is on the beach in this sort of wind. But I've had one crack off, possibly through the line being should have been turned round. I did think about turning it round this week, but I've turned that many lines round, it gets on your flipping wick, it does. So I'm now going to cast out my next rod from up here. I've got a 2-hook flapper on it with loomy beads, sea glow beads, and I've just got sand eel on it, because I keep bringing these sand eels out and I keep taking them home, so I'm now using them. It is, I'm not going to apologise for the wind at all. Most people apologise for the wind, but I ain't. Yeah, I'm in it, so you've got to put up with it as well. Yeah, it's windy, isn't it? So, let's get casted out. So I can keep the camera, I can keep you lot. I just fancy coming fishing. When I came up, if that's happening, isn't it? When I came up on the up here, I casted my black rod out down below, set the drag and everything, line out, went to the right a bit. Obviously I snapped it off, but I came up here just to get sorted and then realised that the water's in front of the wall, thinking, well, I can cast out up there. And I was setting up there and I looked over the wall and thought, I can't see my rod. Rod had fell over. So in this wind, rod rest had buckled over. I'd done it all up, tightened it all up, and I kid you not, when I was down there going over the wall with luckily I hadn't put the rod in this tripod, but the wind blew this bloody tripod over as well, so I had both tripods blown over, and this one of the legs on this weren't done up. But I am certain that I've tightened them legs up. Can't believe it. What's the odds on that? On 2 tripods falling over at the same time within 2 minutes. So anyhow, I don't know whether the line got caught on the concrete then or whatever, and then I oinked it, reeled and reeled and reeled, and then pulled and reeled and pulled, and it was coming. I just pulled out the thing and then it just snapped off, so it's my own fault. But this bloody tripod had fell over as well. Hung that light on, but that light isn't very heavy. I haven't really got much that's heavy. What do you do at 10 to 2? Well, it isn't 10 to 2 actually. I don't know what the time is. I just said that because it rhymed. I was all excited coming here to fish, and it's been a bit of a trauma up to now. But I've always said, haven't I, if there's one weather condition that's extreme, and today it's the wind, then obviously it's bloody hard work. So today it's the wind. Another day it might be the tide. You're casting out and it's just bringing your weight back at you all the time. Or it could be snowing, rain. I mean, bloody hell, that's the last thing you want. That's why I come here. But I think we're alright for weather, apart from the wind. And I should keep an eye on this rod. I'm going to use them bloody sandworms. And I'm going to tip them. I'm going to put some black lug on them and wrap them up. I need to make sure that I've got something heavy on that so that it don't, so the tripod don't fall over. Because I don't want another rod with broken eyes, and I don't want the reels scuffed either. Oh, don't you just love it, eh? Don't you just love it when your bloody rigs come out all? Look. I rolled it up into a nice little loop. Put it in the bag. I can feel a blank coming. Oh, right. That's that done. Yeah, so what I've done is I've tied a lot of pulley droppers. Oh, I ain't got bloody weight. What's that there? Right. What we'll do is we'll use one of these green ones. Yeah, I've tied a load of pulley droppers. So when it releases, it comes down to the weight, and then it's got a long dangly bit. And I've got a pulley pedal on it. That size 1 hooks. I don't know why I've got these gloves on. It's not as if it's cold. I'm not too sure about these sand eels, what they like to use for bait. I think you need wide hooks. So that's split out already, look. So bloody soft, aren't they? That's crap, isn't it? Sand eels. Who thought of sand eels? Oh, my back. I come fishing because I was looking forward to it. Oh, I need a drink. And here I am, bloody moaning because my rods fell over. I haven't cracked off. I've snapped off. Oh, Graham, doesn't he, on TA Fishing? He uses a lot of sand eels, doesn't he? I think they're all right if you got big hooks. Otherwise, you got to bait elastic it all the time. You ever tried putting bait elastic on in the wind? Do you know what it's like putting bait elastic on in the wind? Look at that. What an absolute disgrace for a bait. Look. I'm going to put another one on there. More bait elastic. Oh, this is great, this is. So anyhow, it's bait elastic. I bloody love it. Right. Well, that's that bait done. That's got rid of 3 of them now. 4. Bloody hell, that's alright. That hook's on there. Set them 2 up. Then we've got a tangle up there, look. That's gone in there, that's gone round there. Let's not worry about the U's and the R's and the do's and that. There. Now, what a cock up that was. Jesus wept. I like these pulley dropper rigs, but boy are they hard to hook up. Right, that on there. Please don't get tangled up this time and pop off. Right. Ooh. Hey, sound like an old man then. Wife would say you are. Oh, right. Look what I found. See this? Can you see that? Focus in on that, Tom. That's a piece of green plastic. Now, what have I got green on my rod? Well, I'll show you. I shall show you what I've got green on my rod. I've got green shock leader. Can you see that? And if you look at this tip by air, in there and there, we've got some cracks and chips. Let me get this out. There, can you see that? Right there. So we've got a bit missing out of the ceramic in my rod tip, and that's now 2 rods I've got down, damaged and broken. Now I'll tell you a quick story about that, and that is, I think the wind's died down a tiny bit. I'm praying, but I've only got 1 rod now. 2 rigs though, so that's good. I'm going to be efficient with the 1 rod. So when that rod fell over down there that I told you about a bit ago, which was quite a long-winded story I expect, now me, that rod fell over and obviously the tip eye got damaged. So when I then reeled the next lot of casting from when I cast it out before it fell over, obviously that's what broke my line. So that's now made me decide that I'm going to turn the line round on those 4K surfs, because that line's fine for fishing down here. So that saved me a job. But now I've got to get a new tip eye, which means I've now got to redo the eyes on that rod, which is not a problem because I've got a rod wrapping machine that I made. If you want to go back and look at it, if you haven't seen it, that's what I'm going to be using. So I've down 2 rods now, but the upside of that is that Veal's got some grade D silver metallic cotton threading, and it was delivered yesterday, so I can whip the eye on my other Shakespeare rod and get my 2 Shakespeare rods back for fishing this river. And then once I've done that, I'll then have to put new eyes on that. I did think about putting new eyes because the bottom eye on that rod is buggered. The ceramic come out, and I think I'll get them BNGs, Fuji ones, the black and yellow. It was the time period for that rod, but they're good eyes, so I think I shall buy new eyes for that rod and just do all of them. Keep the red which means I've got to get some red metallic cotton thread. The wife's going to love that, isn't she? You're always buying. Well, I'm always fixing stuff, aren't I? So there, at least I now know why we snapped off, and it's been a lot of fun today. A lot of fun, as in rods falling over, tripods falling over. The other tripod fell over, and now I'm down to one rod because that rod is damaged. So hey ho, I've got the next rig baited up, ready for the fish that's going to go on it. So what I'll do is I shall sign this off now. I shall put that rod back, pack everything up, and just fish that blue Shakespeare rod. So I ain't going away. No, I'm not going away. I'm going to carry on fishing with one rod, and that'd be great if we catch something. The river looks nice. It's choppy. It's a high tide. The wind's holding it isn't holding it that much, but it ain't swinging around as quick as it normally does. But there, at least I've found out. I went over to the rod to hook that rig on, as you saw, and I saw some monofilament, sort of like that had been shaved off, and I thought, oh, what's that off? Is that from the last time I fished? But at least I now know it's off that rod. So another rod to rebuild. I need to get doing a lot of work, don't I? I've got customers as well want work done. I've got work coming at me ears. Right, I'll be back in a bit. Can you see how much the wind blows that rod? It bounces air because obviously the wind is blowing on the line, and then it just bounces down the rod. Look at it. You see that rod going up and down? So the only problem with these rods, in my opinion, is I mean, I bought this rod for the eyes. I've said many times before, the tip eye is rather big, and it's you don't get snagged up so much on the river. But it would be nice if it was just a little bit stiffer in the middle bit. It's an easy cast rod. If you hit it right and your timing's right, it goes a long way. They do one the same length as this, but it's a they do call that a continental surf. The eyes are different. It's got different eyes on it, and the tip eye's a lot smaller. I don't understand why these continental rods, as good as they are, I love them, but I don't understand why they have to have such small eyes. Why the eyes got to be so bloody tiny? As soon as you get a bit of do they not have seaweed in Europe? In Italy and in France and wherever? Do they fish in France? I thought they'd just take our fish. But in Europe, these continental rods, I presume they're called a continental rod. I don't know whether they're called a continental rod. All I know is that a continental rod is what the Europeans use. It's a long rod, it's easy cast, and fantastic, all of that's brilliant. But why do they have such small eyes? I mean, I haven't hauled these once. I went to Mallorca. I don't remember any seaweed. Do they have seaweed? Tell me in the comments if you get this far. Just tell me if they get seaweed in Europe, because if they don't get a lot of seaweed, that's obviously why they've got small eyes on the rods, because that ain't a problem for them, is it? But as soon as we use it here and you get seaweed, you're at the tip of your rod all the time, aren't you? I mean, 70s and 80s, the rods they used to make then, the eyes used to be at the tip, used to be that bloody big, you could crawl through them. But they never got snagged up. The weed would go down to your reel, and if you was near your leader, you'd just reel it on and then pull it off. Or you could stop reeling and pull it off, but you're pulling it off at the bottom, aren't you? You're not always dumping your rod on the sand or whatever and then getting hold of your tip of your rod and yanking it off. I mean, if that happens here in this river, with a small tip eye and the seaweed jams it up, your weight drops in the river, and if you're near the rocks here, that's it. Bye-bye shock leader, bye-bye weight, everything. So with this rod, you can get your gear back because of the big tip eye, but why do continental rods have small eyes? Tell me in the comments, please. I've got enough of them. Even the Shakespeare K2 Extremes that I've got, the eyes aren't that small on the tip, but they're a lot smaller than this one. They're bordering on being a pain in the ass. But yeah, leave a comment and tell me why they have small eyes. That'd be great. That's just something been bugging me for ages. We've still got that hook in there with the bait on. We're going to get a fish. Ain't going to be a big fish. It'll only be a flounder, I think. But there's fish in it. I like catching. I like fishing. I like being here. This is nice. Skies are nice. Good food. Sun's out over there. Not here. Yeah, I'd swear I got a bite on that rod, but I don't think I doubt it'd be the wind. Yeah, so with that rod being wobbly, yeah. With that rod being wobbly, it's hard to tell when you've got a bite, unless you've got a bang 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 bite, you know, that's obvious. But a fine little bite, it's hard work. Anyhow, I shall be back in a bit. Let's show you a bit of the scenery. Tom, stick some of these clouds in, mate, will you? Line was full of May rock. My pot noodle's going bloody cold. Oh dear. May rock. Last time I went fishing was at East Halton last week. No May rock. I thought it had all gone. I mean, it's June. What's happening? It's June. What's May rock doing in June? I'm enjoying today. Today I've been looking forward to come fishing, and even though the wind's not great and my pot noodle's going cold and I'm speeding up now because I want to eat my pot noodle, I'm air fishing, gonna get a fish. I've got all in my trousers. Jesus Christ. What else can go wrong today? 2 tripods fell over, rod broken, yeah, May rot, my pot noodle's going cold, ripped my trousers. I've got to tighten that line up. I'm going to be back in a bit. I've got to eat my pot noodle. Right, well. Yes, it's still windy. I've brought you out in the wind so that you can share it with me. Because that's the sort of person I am. I like to share things. And, yeah, northwesterly wind. And, I'm now going to reel this in. I've cast out, only had 2 bits of sand eel on it, small hooks, so I would guess if there ain't a fish on it, them sand eels will be gone now. Been out there 10 minutes. I'm now going to cast out a pulley dropper rig with sand eel and squid. I've got another one in here. The next bait after that is this one here, which is two sand eels and lugworm. So well, at least there's still some bait on it. There's bloody May rot everywhere. It's June. Well, might need that on one. There's such a wind blowing. There's a huge, great big bow in the line, and I suppose I could keep reeling it in, and it'll just pull my weight in. I don't know. Yeah, a bit of a disaster today. Too much wind. Yeah, probably the wrong time. I just didn't want to go to the beach today because it forecast rain all day. It forecast more rain today than yesterday, but I think there was more rain yesterday than today. But it was still raining at tea time yesterday. So yeah, I came here. What it must be like to live on the south coast, eh, with all them smooth hounds and dogfish getting caught. It'd be bloody brilliant, wouldn't it? All the fish you'd have on your channel instead of realistic fishing like what I'm doing, which is fill van up with diesel, put gear in van, drive to mark 50 minutes, get your gear out, brake rod because of wind, and don't catch any fish. Yeah, that's realistic fishing. But we're getting there, aren't we? We'll by the time my fingers are that cold, well, they're getting cold anyhow, I shall have a fish. I'm no biting that fishing line down there. I've just seen that. I'll get that when I go. It's oh, what is that rod doing? I mean, it's just bouncing up and down. It's like it's on fire. Look. That's not nice picture of the sky there, isn't there? Anyhow, I'll be back in a bit. I've got to change the battery in the camera. Well, this rod is weed out there now. Look at all this weed. All the black things that you can see is just weed everywhere. I'm hoping it's passing, but there's weed all over, and I don't know if it's around my rod, and my rod is now bouncing. There it goes again. See? I so wish that was a bite. I put this video up on Facebook, and there's a lot of people answer me back and stuff. I'll just put a short video up and say that I'm fishing there and whatever, but it's I'm fishing there today because I don't want to go to the seaside. I don't want to go on the beach at a weekend when there's loads of people that shouldn't be around my arsehole at a weekend. Because they're all going out because they want to and stuff, and because rightly so they're allowed to. But I don't want to be on a beach where there's people walking past me all the time with this lurgy around, and the possibility of you getting it. I know there's a low possibility of you catching it out in the air, you know, in a place like this, not indoors. But I just don't want to risk it, and I want to come fishing, so I come to the river. This isn't a good venue for summertime. You know, you might get a flounder, you might get an eel, but that's about it. I'm gonna have to pull it in because if that's weed round it, it's gonna pull it over. So I'm here today, you know. Isn't always about going fishing to have a high percentage of catching a fish. I've come here because this is the place where I like to fish during a weekend. If I take a day off work during the week, then I fish. Then I'll fish the beach, and then obviously I've got more of a chance of catching. Not saying that I do, because last time I went to the beach at Sutton-on-Sea, I didn't catch a thing. But I wasn't really going with this, really. You put up where you're fishing because you just want to come fishing, don't you? And then everybody's got an opinion that you're in the wrong place and stuff. It's all, you know, it's good advice. They're spot on with their advice. This is not the place to fish summertime. Well, it isn't even summer, is it? It's spring. It's summer until 21st of June or 23rd of June. But there, you take your choice, don't you? I made the choice to come and fish at the river today because I don't like busy beaches. Yeah, you get dogs way up your flask. People are coming up to you all the time. And that's not a problem, people coming up to you all the time. But what is a problem is this lurgy going around, and I don't want it. So I'll come here at the river. Yeah, very slim chance of catching something. Very slight. But you might catch something. You're not telling me that in all of this water here, all of it, that there ain't a bloody fish in it. There's got to be some fish in it, hasn't there? Even if it's summertime. Anyhow, let's get this reeled in. The problem is I'm getting all moany now because, and I'll tell you why, I've been listening to that radio and I'm not going into it. I'm not going into the ins and the outs of all of everything that's going on. But we've got a lurgy going on, and there's loads of people apparently all around everywhere. And I can't afford to have another lockdown or shut down in my area or for the whole country. Neither can my daughter. If there's another lockdown, then my daughter might lose her job. I don't want that to happen. Yeah, everyone's going out doing this, doing that. I've got a problem. I think everybody should take up fishing and just socially distance yourself. I listen to that radio too much. That's what the problem is. It's just winding me up. Yeah, I think I need to stop listening to that radio. I'm getting wound up. Fuck off. Anyhow, sorry for the rant. It's just there's lots of things going on in the country for certain reasons, and everyone's got their own opinion, but we just happen to have a pandemic lurgy going around that's not very good for your health. So I need to stop listening to the radio. I need to stop listening to the radio, so I stop getting wound up about it, because I think if someone was to be here having a conversation about it, I think I'd end up getting a bit upset about it. Anyhow, bait's gone. Bait's gone. So you know what that means, don't you? There's crabs out there. And if there's crabs out there, there's no fish out there, is there? Because the crabs ain't scared. They're out there, bold as brass. Bold as brass. Bold as brass. Going around. Thinking there's no fish out there. Come on, lads, let's go have a nibble. Yeah, what I'm trying to say is that when I come to a venue, I do a small film and just say, look, here I am, hope I catch something today, and that's it. You know, I'm only interested in the fact that of putting it on Facebook so people can go have a look at the video when it comes out, and if they want to, and that's that bait done. Look, see that? Black lug and 2 sand eels, and that's on a pulley dropper. So yeah, I'll do a video, and everyone's got an opinion, haven't they? But I ain't coming here. Obviously I want to catch a fish. I'd love to catch a fish. It'd be nice to catch one big enough for your plate. But I'm here fishing. I mean, don't you go fishing? Don't you go? I mean, I ain't bothered if I don't catch anymore. I mean, the last video and the video before that, I think I was apologising to people that I ain't caught out. Well, do you know what? If I don't catch out, it's tough, innit? Just tough luck if I don't catch anything, and it's my tough luck because I'm the one that drives there to go fishing, isn't it? That's the pulley dropper rig, look. It's a breakaway imp. 1/0 hooks on there, or no, they're size 1 hooks, and then it hooks up here, and then when the breakaway imp releases the hooks, this bent genie clip drops all the way down to the weight, and hopefully a fish will pick it up. We've got the old bladder rack coming now. Look, it's going up the line. Yeah, so anyhow, I take a video and I put it out, and I've just come here to go fishing, but there's always people that got an opinion, isn't there? And their opinion's right, you know. It's a bit of a venue that's for winter and winter only, really. But in springtime, which we are in, you know, you can catch flounders there. You can pick up an odd dab, you know, and that would be fine for me. A friend of mine who I go fishing in, I think, in a previous video, because I'm in front now. He caught 2 codlin, whiting, an eel, you know. That was only 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks ago. You know, so there's fish in there. I just thought it was a high tide today, over 7.2. and just thought it'd be nice to fish it, and that's all I've done, you know. But people have got an opinion that this is only a winter venue, it's not a summer venue. But then I don't want to go to the beach today, or any weekend, unless I'm on holiday. And so I come here because it's quiet. If I don't come here, I won't go fishing, will I? And for me, it's about getting in your van, coming here. I'm on my own. You can forget about your thoughts unless you've got this radio on winding you up. But yeah, so I've come fishing here at the weekend, and yeah, it's not a good venue. But then my mate pulled loads of fish out, so, well, loads of fish to me. I haven't ever caught, even in winter time here, I haven't caught 2, 3, 4 or 5 fish in one session. I mean, Christ almighty, what would that be like? That'd be absolutely out of this world, wouldn't it? But this week, hopefully, as long as I work hard in the days that I do work, hopefully I'll be able to go fishing one day at the beach. Don't know what I need to check the tides out. Anyhow, that's all the moaning from me. I don't want to moan. Bloody radio's done my head in. And I'm here at the River Humber, Saturday, the 6th of June. I've done a day's work this morning. I went into school this morning and fitted all the sanitizer units, 10 sanitizers, and notices to say sanitize hands, and marked up part of the playground for in and out, entry and exit, because obviously Monday our school opens up for what the government want us to do. So I've been in today, this morning, and I got home and said to the wife, right, high tide's at 7:30, I'll be able to catch it, you know. Who cares if I blank? I don't care. Not after, you see, a couple of videos ago I was, and I know I've said this, Tom, but put this bit in. You'll have to monitor what else I've said, because I don't know what I've said. I have held my tongue, because I could have absolutely ranted and raved into this camera, Tom. But this is just for you, Tom. But I forgot what I was going to say now, Tom. Yeah, I don't know if I've said this, Tom, but if I have, then edit it in with the other, or just use this one. But a couple of videos ago I was getting a bit jarred off with the fact that whenever I went fishing I didn't catch, whether it was a flounder or whatever, I didn't catch. And I caught in the last video that was put up, caught 2 flounders, and then I've had a series of blanks, and it looks like it's going to be a blank today. But you know, I had quite a lot of nice comments saying it don't matter, and we all blank, and we all blank 2 or 3 times. Yeah, I blanked 2 or 3 times. It might be 4 or 5 now, but I don't care now. You know, after all them comments that that a lot of people that support the channel and comment said, as in, it don't matter. You know, it's realistic. It's what fishing is. You know. You don't always catch, you know. I then realised and thought, well, I ain't going to keep apologising. I might apologise occasionally, but I ain't going to keep apologising and thinking, Christ, there's the pressure of catching because you're filming, you see. I ain't doing that now. I ain't bothered. If I blank, I blank. I watch blank videos where people blank. I ain't bothered. And when they say, I put some videos up for a few weeks, I keep blanking, well, that's their problem, isn't it? I would still watch a blank video, and if they aren't putting the footage out there, then you know, that's their loss, isn't it? But if I blank, I blank. The video's going up. I haven't took the time to come fishing and video it, not to put it up, because it's not the way to be, is it? If you blank, you put it up. And after all the nice comments I had the other week, I thought, Why do I keep saying, oh, I'm sorry, I ain't caught anything, and I apologise. I think I even said that in the video, and there's still a couple of videos to come, I think. Well, I've realised that, you know, it's just one of them things, isn't it? You blank. Yeah, you pick the wrong venue. Yeah, you picked the wrong venue. I picked this venue because it isn't far to travel to my... Well, it is. It's 50 minutes. You know, you could travel in 50 minutes and that's your closest mark. You know, I'm landlocked. Don't like freshwater fishing. I'm going to try it. I have got some old vintage freshwater rods. That'll make it interesting for me because it's nice to use old gear that's in good condition. I hope. So, yeah, thanks to all of you that have put comments out there saying don't worry and you'll catch, and it's true to life, it's realistic, you blank. Thanks a lot, and you made me realise that it's a case of going fishing and film it, and if you catch, you catch, don't you? Obviously it'd be nice to be on the south coast where you're catching great big smoothhounds and stuff. You can catch smoothhounds and big bass off our coast, but I just don't like going at the weekends. I should be going later in the week, I think, and have another session on the beach and give it a go, and hope that I don't blank, but if I do, I do. I do believe there was a £9 bass, over £9 bass caught off our Lincolnshire coast this last week. I bet he was happy. I wonder if he'd put it back. I'd be tempted, catching a £9 bass. I think I'd be tempted to put it back because such a huge fish, and he's had a long life to get that size. It seems a shame just to snuff it out and just to eat it. I think I would put it back. I'd get more pleasure out of putting it back, I think, than eating it. Anyhow, I've calmed down now. That's my rant over. Look at that! I've got an eel! I've got an eel! Yeah! I've got an eel! I've got an eel, look! Yeah, I ain't blanked! Look at that! I've never caught an eel on there before! Look at him! Oh, he got... That'll be where the hook come out. Look at him, little green eel. Silver eel, whatever they are. Straight from the Sargasso Sea, isn't it? His little eyes, look. Look at that. Can you see him? Look at him, he's a booty, isn't he? Well, I'm going to put him back. Hook come out clean. He's got a little bit of blood on him, but I'm sure he'll be alright. They're quite hardy, aren't they? But yeah, look. Let's get him back in the water. So yeah. Just dry his mouth. There you go. One eel. Hey! Whoa! Spot on! Oh, look at all this on there! Ah. Oh, it's all on me cloth. What are you doing? Oh. Good job I got another cloth. How about that then? Caught my first eel. I would say he was about 13 inch, 14 inch long. He was a little wiggler, little bit of blood, but hopefully I hadn't done him any damage. I got the hook out pretty quickly, but obviously it's got a barb on it and there's not a lot you can do about it. But we've caught a fish. Eels are quite hardy, and brilliant. Well, if we don't catch anything else, we've stopped the blank. I've caught a new species. I haven't caught one of them in the Humber. The last eels I caught, 2 of them eels were at the river at Galston-on-Sea last year. So new fish for this year, new fish for this river. Be back in a bit. Let's hope we get another one. Well, just got to get this. Look at that. Sun is setting. Sorry about the wind, but the sun's setting and it's lit up a beautifully pink and orange sky. There's 2 cranes in front of the sun, so sorry about that, but yeah, it's nice. So anyhow, no, yeah, got myself a first eel this year. Chuffed to bits for that. Some people would think that it's just a snotty eel, and it is snotty. It's might have to wash the coat now. But yeah, I'm chuffed to bits for that. I haven't ever caught an eel. I've caught 2 eels before, same as them. They were silver eels, so I guess that was a silver eel. Or some people call them brown eels or green eel, but it was an eel. Yeah. Never caught one in this river, and I haven't caught one this year, so that is a first for me this year. So what's that now? That's a codlin, whiting, flounder, dab, and an eel. That's it for this year. That's my fish count. Obviously I've caught hopefully a few more than that, but only of those species. I don't know if I've got a bite on this rod now. I might have. It's very hard to tell in this wind, but if it's a flounder, I'm just allowing it to develop. So I'll watch this rod for a little bit, reel it in, and whatever's on it. Let's hope there is another fish on it, and I shall be back in a bit to show you. Right, well, we're going to reel this rod in now because tide's drifting out, the weeds coming up in the water. Don't want to get snagged up, don't want to lose another rig, and I've been there a while. It's time to draw it to a close. Ain't got nothing on air this time. Well, bait's still on the hook, so at least my elasticating that I did on it, that's been out, what, 20 minutes? I'll just show you what my bait looks like after 20 minutes. There it is. So, black lug and squid. And it still looks just like it's still hooked up. Point is still showing there, just. So the hook has moved a tiny bit there. I could have elasticated that a bit better. That was in the bait. So there's something learnt there, isn't there? Bit more bait elastic on that. But the pedal's fine. The bait is still fine. Nothing's touched it. I could carry on fishing this. I could jump down the other side, but I just don't want to. It's 2 hours since the high tide. And it's time to get them. I've got to work out a few bits and do an email, probably in the morning now, but I'll start doing it, I think. So I've got a job to do. But yeah, what am I talking about that for? It just comes in my head and I just think I'll talk about it. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you to all my subscribers. And what I would like to say is, we haven't blanked, have we? No, yes, we came down on the River Humber. Not a good venue during spring and summer, apparently. We caught an eel. Now, some people might say it was just a snotty eel, but I haven't caught one of them snotty eels on there. But I have now, so yeah, it's not a blank. We've caught a fish, and this is the end of Bay 28 on the 6th. I'm looking down there because it's written on the 6th of the 6th of the 20th of June. Edit that bit out, Tom, because there's a little bit of tumbleweed going down the River Humber there. So yeah, it's the end. Thank you for watching. If you've got this far, thanks a lot. It's appreciated. And sorry about the wind, but like I said, I've had to put up with it. And you might have to put up with it a little bit as well, I'm sorry. But yeah, it's what it's like here. This is fishing. This is the hard end of fishing. This is the cliff face, off-sea fishing, where there's not a lot about, and then you get a snotty eel, which is lightens your day up, and it's not a blank. So thanks for watching, and see you in the next one. Don't forget to share. Bouncing around like meeting Kylie Minogue for the first time. It's all excited, and it's not to do with fish, It's the bloody Kylie Minogue. Be nice if it was just a little bit stiffer in the middle bit. It was coming. Kylie Minogue.